Well, what started out as a way to study brain injuries in military men and women may result in not only helping our military, but it could have a major impact on the game of football. Brain injury specialists in Florida are now conducting tests that reveal deficiencies in current football helmet designs. One of the head researchers is Dr. John Lloyd. He joins us live by Skype this morning from Tampa. Dr. Lloyd, good morning.
Good morning, Janice.
Your work first got my attention because we were discussing concussions in football, and then as I looked you up and see what you were doing, it really started with looking at military, and that's how you got into this, right?
That's correct, yes.
So when you started looking and trying to help the military with what was happening with our many soldiers and Marines, what did you discover that led to you saying that football helmets really have deficiencies?
Well, the testing methods that are used in the design and development of helmets, both for military and for football, tend to focus on the risk of a focal head impact, and they currently ignore the risk of a diffuse brain injury such as cerebral concussion. So we made a modification to the test apparatus, and you'll see the test apparatus over my shoulder. It incorporates the head and the neck that's used in the crash test dummies. And using that technology, we were able to place sensors at the center of the brain area to measure the risk of brain injury in these helmets.
So what, in layman's terms, for moms and dads out there, and even for adults who are playing football, what does this mean to you for the helmets that are currently being used to protect their heads?
Well, we learned that current helmet technology does an excellent job of protecting the head from a focal impact, protecting from brain contusion, protecting from skull fractures. However, it doesn't do a very good job of protecting the brain from what's called the impulse energy that's transmitted to the brain that can lead to these diffuse brain injuries. A good example of that is whiplash. You can have a whiplash injury which results in concussion without actually having an impact, and that's an impulse loading to the brain. So we learned that these football helmets, in fact all current football helmet designs, do not address sufficiently the risk of these diffuse brain injuries that we were able to measure with our triaxial gyroscopes at the center of the head.
You mentioned a lot of words that people at home are going, I don't know what that means, but it's all the scientific work and the research that you're doing. And Suzanne, if we can put that graphic back up. And Doctor, we're showing one of the pictures that's on your webpage that you had told me about, where it has the white helmet on the dummy, the head there. And explain what you're doing there in that test.
The difference here is that the current design test apparatus that's used for testing current football helmets has a solid metal head with a solid metal neck. And as you might expect, that doesn't have any rebound or recoil on impact. We have replaced the head and the neck using a crash test dummy head and neck. And so upon impact, and we drop these heads from 6 feet onto steel while they're wearing the helmet, there is a significant rebound, and it's that rebound that transmits this energy to the brain that can result in these concussions if the rebound is sufficient enough. So we're able, with our new technology now, to measure this risk of brain injury in football helmets.
Dr. Lloyd, it's fascinating work, and I know it's still ongoing. As we wrap up, what is the take-home for all of us, and what do you see happening in the very near future?
Well, the take-home for right now, I think, is that people need to not use their heads as a tackling weapon or as a tackling strategy in the football field. We have a paradigm shift in the design of football helmets that we believe will double, if not triple, the protection of the brain from concussion injuries. And we're looking to work with collaborators in bringing that technology to market.
Dr. John Lloyd, a lot of fascinating work there in Florida. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we will follow up with you in the future.